Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Highly Talkative, where we get high in conversation and discuss many topics from personal to community to anything that's going on in the world. So sit back, get cozy, and let me talk to you. Let's go. All right, what's up, guys? It's your girl, A. Millie, with another episode of Highly Talkative Podcast. Today is, let's put it like this. I'm recording today, Sunday, February 8th, but you guys won't hear this until the 9th. So when you hear it, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for the support, always. I don't think I'm going to hold you guys too long this week. Last week was busy, do not get me wrong. But yeah, I don't have like much to really talk about other than it like being the same repetitive thing over and over. I did get some feedback from my friends and some family members regarding the podcast, and it was some really helpful advice. Like, one of my friends told me to like maybe focus on three subjects or like three topics and then go like into actual depth about each topic. And the only thing that kind of not deter but kind of like scares me with that is the fact that I do want each podcast to be at least 25 minutes long. Like, that's the goal. That's just the goal that I set for myself. At least 25 minutes long, but I don't want it to be just like a whole bunch of rambling and rumbling and like not really talking about anything. Yeah, I come to you guys like quote unquote vent or basically just, give you an update on my life, but I don't want it to be like consistent rambling. So they were just like, try doing three topics and then just go into depth about those topics. And I mean, I really could and just like get main topics and then put a few bullets for each topic. Um, but we'll see how that works out. Random, I'm looking at my ankles and I think they are starting to swell, and I hate it because I don't want them to. I don't want that to be like a bad sign for anything or trying to get me induced because my fucking ankles are starting to swell. So, random. I know last week I left off talking to you guys about um, going to my kids' football banquet. The banquet it was nice. I wish, with me being me, I just love food. I wish the food was like a little bit better. We had pizza, and then they basically fed the kids snacks. Like, the kids had a few slices of pizza maybe, but if you looked around everybody's table, it was like Oreos and fruit snacks and sodas all over the place. So, needless to say, they sent us home with our kids on a sugar rush. Um, the votes that each kid got, I am not going to say I didn't agree with, but I will say I wish that our org would send out voting links for each age group to that coaching staff, because from my knowledge, I could be wrong, but our coaching staff didn't vote on who got what. I think just like the head coach did, maybe he didn't ask our input, and that is just me. And if y'all know me, y'all know I don't care. I'll say it because I said what I said. But to me, that's just like a little weird, because if we coached as a coaching staff together, we should vote as a coaching staff together. But it is what it is. Whatever. It was just like a food for thought. Like, maybe take this into consideration next year so everybody can have a say so. Which, honestly, yeah, no, this is the first year that that's happened, because I think even last year they asked us like who we think should get what, and then even like when I was a part of the coaching staff for flag, we did the same thing. So yeah, a little weird, but whatever. So that's how the football banquet went. The boys did have a great time. Like, they got to run around and see each other all over again. So it was just like a big old reunion for them. The kids really loved it. I mean, it was just long as hell because we had both age group, like both org sides there, Taifa and AAU. So it just felt like the longest banquet ever. I felt like I was sitting through a graduation and our last names were Z's, and it was just, it wasn't terrible. It was just, I don't know the word I'm looking for. sitting through it while pregnant, I was just over it. I was just really impatient. I was ready to go home. And then not to mention, when I left there, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. And if anybody has like a Kia Telluride or a Kia and this has happened to y'all, let me know like what the outcome was or what have you. And I'll give you like the information at the end of the podcast so you guys can do that. But I'm leaving the banquet. I have like 400 almost 400 miles until I'm due for my next oil and filter change, but I'm always on top of it. There's maybe been like a couple times where I've gone a couple hundred miles over the mileage that they gave me to come back at, but never like 500 or more. But um, I had at least 400 miles until the mileage due. So I'm leaving the banquet, and well, not even leaving. I'm trying to leave the banquet, and I'm pressing the acceleration and I'm pressing the gas pedal, but I'm noticing like as I'm about to drive, I look at my panel and I see that my check engine light is on, but I'm thinking it's because of my spark plugs. So I'm like, what the fuck? Um, so I'm trying to drive off to like see if my car's gonna drive any differently, and this bitch is like shaking. Like I felt like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you ever see those cartoons and it's like an old cartoon and they're in the car and the car's like puttering and you can see the smoke like backfiring out the engine? That's how my truck was driving, or my SUV, whatever. So now I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So I'm trying to drive it and it's still like doing the little thing. So I don't even get like a half a mile down the road before I park at a store and I call my dad and I tell my dad what's going on. And then he's like, okay, I'm on the way. So he gets to me within like 10 minutes and he's going over the vehicle. He's looking at it and then he checks my oil and he was like, well, that's why, because you don't have any oil in your thing. He's like, it's like completely empty. He pulls out the little dipstick and there's like nothing on the dipstick. And like I said, this has never happened to me before. Granted, I do have high mileage on my vehicle, but I take care of my truck. I get my oil and filter change when I'm supposed to. Every time I get my oil and filter change, I get my tires balanced and rotated. If they have like any recommendations that my truck needs, I'll get it done. Like when I just went, I had to do my spark plugs and an oil injection. But like if I need a new air cabin filter or anything that I need for my vehicle, I'm always getting it because I want my vehicle to last me a long time, because I mean, I'm paying good money for it. It's made to drive, and as long as I'm taking care of it, it should drive me a long time. So, yeah. Um so I take it to Kia, they do my oil and filter change or whatever, and they basically tell me they need to run like a consumption test on it to make sure that my engine isn't consuming more oil than what they're putting in, basically having to result in a new engine if that is the case. And I'm just like, a new engine, why? Because, like I said, I take care of my vehicle, so I'm a little confused. So, like I said, if anybody has ran into this issue and you have a Kia Telluride, or any Kia like in general, please reach out to me at highlytalkative@gmail.com and send me your feedback or like what you had to go through when it came to that, because I really want to know. Okay. And I know you guys heard me say that it's currently the 8th. It's a Sunday. I'm recording. I'm posting the podcast tomorrow after I get done editing it. But as I'm recording, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm also trying to watch the Super Bowl. So if you hear like random obnoxious like whatever, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm very raw and authentic with y'all. I will never not tell y'all what is going on with me. I'll never not be honest. um with that being said, go Patriots. I'm really rooting for them right now. They're down 9-0. Third quarter just started. So like I said, let's go Patriots. I need them to get it up. My baby girl. um I don't know why, but I've been watching Hereditary like a hawk to see like if people are really going to buy stuff off of it. I think it's more so like for comfort to know what I'll need to get in the long run. Um, because like I said, right now I don't have any of her big stuff. I just have like baby clothes, and I literally just packed her bag maybe last week after I finally put, after I finally put everything together. But I don't have anything big. Like, I don't have her bassinet, I don't have a crib, I don't have a pack and play, I don't have her stroller set. And mind you, tomorrow I will be 36 weeks. I'll have only like 4 weeks left to go. And I'm terrible because, yes, I'm waiting until my baby shower just to see what I'm not like what I'm getting in a like I want like a greedy kind of way, but literally I just don't want to buy the same thing twice. I don't want to buy something and then somebody gets it off the registry and then I have to return it, or vice versa. So I'm really just trying to be patient and see what all is coming in first, and then I'll go out and do like my last minute shopping, and then just get like the rest of the stuff that I don't have. I do need to get her a dresser, just to keep like her newborn and maybe size one diapers in there and wipes, because right now I don't have anywhere to put any of that stuff. But I also don't plan on using actual diapers for a long time. I do want to do clothing. I clothed with my middle child, and I clothed him for almost 18 months, and I loved it. It was great. I mean, it was tedious work, but for me, it was worth it. I'd do it all over again, which is why I'm trying to do it all over again. Um, Watching this game, side note, I really need this Patriots defense to come the hell on, because there is no way that quarterback should have got out of pocket like that on this play. And they just missed another sack. And this quarter, oh my goodness gracious, this quarterback just got a first down. Lord have mercy. Okay, sorry. Okay, so that's just where I stand with that. The ADHD in me, y'all, I'm so sorry. But getting her a dresser is kind of like on the top of my to-do list a little bit. That's nothing that's on the registry. That's literally something I can like order her tonight and have it come here, and um, have my son and my dad set that up. So I'll stop being lazy and I'll probably legitimately get that done sometime this week. My kids, I've noticed, have been spending more time out with their friends, or wanting to spend more time out with their friends. And I don't know if I'm telling them no because I don't want to be at home bored and alone, or if I'm telling them no because, like, I want them to understand you don't have to go somewhere every weekend. It's okay to be in the house. But then I'm like, I also remember when I was that age, like, I damn near wanted to be home. Well, I also didn't have like friends for real like they have. Um, so I guess that's like another thing too. Oh my goodness gracious, this defense is not the same. Um, Sorry y'all, but I want them to be kids. I want them to have fun. I want them to go out. I want them to do all the things. But I just like when they do, and I'm in the house by myself, I'm literally I'm bored. I don't know what to do with myself. I probably like start rearranging furniture, and it's never a time like when they're both gone on a weekend. It's either one or the other. Majority of the time, it's my youngest. It's my youngest who is gone, because, like I told y'all, my oldest is at that age where I really have to be mindful of the people I allow him to hang around with and stay the night with. People just, they don't have the like same values or whatever that I do. So I really have to be precautious and like let him understand that I'm not telling you no because I don't want you to go. I'm just telling you no because I've seen their parenting style or whatever, and I just don't agree with it, and I don't want you around it thinking that's okay, and then you bring that home, and then I don't have to beat your ass. But I was also thinking to myself, like, maybe that's why my mom sent me baby girl, because my kids are having their own lives and I am bored as fuck at home, and I'm essentially telling them no because I kind of don't want to be by myself. So maybe this will like help rip the band-aid off and give them more of their freedom and allow me time to sit at home and not be alone. but we'll see. Only time will tell. My best friend was explaining to me what it feels like when your water breaks, right? I've never experienced that. Um, I had an emergency C-section with my first one. My second one, because the hospital didn't do VBACs, which is giving a vaginal birth after having a C-section, I had to have a C-section. But this third time around, I'm really like, I don't want to get cut open. I'd rather find a place that does VBACs and that will allow me to have like this natural experience. So, all in all, like I said, I don't know what it feels like to have your water break. So she's explaining it to me, and my eyes are like literally wide open, and my mouth is on the floor. Like, oh my god, that sound like that sounds not terrifying, but holy fucking shit, that's a lot. And she was like, "Yeah, girl." She was like, "It was water everywhere. Like, I just would not stop leaking." And in my head, I'm only thinking like, okay, so who would I ask to come clean up my mess behind me when that happens? Because I don't want to be gone for X amount of days or whatever, and then I have to come home and clean up essentially my mess. I mean, if we're going to be honest, I don't want to have to clean up my mess because I don't want to just sitting there. She's like, "No, girl, it's literally just like water. It's not like anything else." And I'm like, "I get that, but still, like, I don't want to have to come home and do that, especially like with the newborn. So we're going to have to figure out something for me to be able to really get this shit together and make sure I have a plan or whatever to ensure that I'm not coming home to a house like that." Random fact, fun fact about this game again. Seattle is literally about to win off of fucking field goals. They done kicked 4 field goals and it is 12-0 right now. And I'm I don't have words. I just knew the Patriots were gonna come out and not whoop their ass, but give us something. Fuck. Anyways, I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and it was the interview with the Brat and her wife Judy, and I really just loved how open and vulnerable the Brat was when it came to like explaining the situation with her and her wife and how they ended up together and how her wife makes her a softer individual and learning to love her wife and like her love language. It was just refreshing to hear, because I think at one point, like, I was thinking that nobody can do this. Like, nobody can really understand or put into words like how I feel when it comes to a relationship, but it was literally like the Brat was speaking my language. Like, everything that I want out of my spouse or my husband or whatever is literally like what she was speaking. So I felt like it was a universe telling me like, girl, it's not too much. It can be done. It literally just it takes the right person. And I will wait until that right person comes along, because forcing it or like just doing too much for it is not worth it, and it never turns out great in the long run. So, yes, I big shout out to the Breakfast Club. I mean, I love them anyways. I listen to them every morning. Um, I try to wait. Like, I'll do this thing where I will, if there's like a new episode that comes out on Monday, I'll listen to it Tuesday just so I can listen to it uninterrupted without the commercials and the music. I like doing it like that. And then sometimes I'll wait until they get on Netflix and I'll just go watch it. Then sometimes I'll do both, honestly. Um, Sometimes like the visual of seeing what they were actually talking about, even though I've already heard it, is better for me. Like, seeing the way that they're reacting in real time, like as the podcast is going on. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I like it. Um, and they're also the ones that are kind of teaching me in a way that podcasts don't have to be perfect. You don't have to sit there and edit out every example that is said. It doesn't have to flow perfectly. It doesn't have to sound like it's been edited, if that makes sense. authenticity. That's really what people like to hear. So, with that being said, like I've really just been allowing myself to speak how I actually speak and just let it incorporate into the podcast. And then, of course, like if there's feedback that needs to be given, if you guys think I'm doing something too much or whatever, of course, like that's what that email is for, to reach out to me and, let me know that information. But yeah, I'm just going to try to keep it as authentic as possible. Couple more things. I want to get my boys on a podcast. I know I've said that before, but I think I want to do it again just to give you guys an update. I'll write them some questions, let them know what the questions are so they're not like shocked by them and they'll know how to answer them. But I think that's another important thing. I want to incorporate my kids into this podcast as well because you never know. I might open doors for them and inspire them as well. And they may come to me and go, Mom, I want to do a podcast where I record every 5 minutes or what have you. And you never know. Hell, their podcast might be bigger than mine. So I do want to bring them on and then just give like a little life update. I think that'd be really sweet. Something great for us to be able to come back and listen to in the future too. Um, During my week, last week, it was busy as fuck. I think my most busiest day was Wednesday, which kind of set the tone for me the rest of the week because when I say I was exhausted, I was gassed out. Like I've taken 2 naps a day since then. I'm not even kidding. Um Wednesday I had school drop off and pick up. Then I took my grandmother out for grocery shopping and we were out for like almost 2.5 hours. Right after that, I grabbed me something to eat real quick and then dropped my car off at the dealership. My dad picked me up. I dropped him off at home and then rushed to go pick up my youngest and then to go pick up my oldest and then to go pick my dad back up because my truck was ready. Picked my truck back up, then had to go shoot to my youngest son's basketball game. Okay. When I say I was beat at the end of the day, I was beat. I was told the fuck down. But I was able to successfully get the day done. I felt really great because I muscled through everything that day. So I was very satisfied. However, when it came to like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even today, I've been taking mean ass naps. Like they haven't even been naps, they've been full blown sleeps. Like I've been getting it in where I literally can. I'm about to close out, but before I close out, because this month is Black History Month, I want to give a little fun fact. Did you guys know that the first successful open heart surgery was performed by a Black man whose name was Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, who performed one of the world's first successful open heart surgeries in 1893? Decades before then, the procedure became common, but at that time, operating on the heart was considered impossible. Williams not only saved his patient, but he also went on and found, I think it was called Providence Hospital in Chicago, one of the first interracial hospitals and training schools in the U.S. at that time, when Black doctors and nurses were barred from most medical institutions. Now that you have that little information, sprinkle that onto somebody little, sprinkle it onto somebody who just didn't know. Happy Black History Month. I'm signing out. Follow me on Instagram at highly.talkative. Follow me on Facebook at highlytalkative. If you have any feedback or questions, email me at highlytalkative@gmail.com. And as always, I'm available on all major platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Spotify, I'm on iHeartRadio, I am on Apple Podcasts, and so much more. If there's more streaming platforms you guys want to try to listen to me on, you can visit rss.com and search my podcast, Highly Talkative Podcast, and you can choose where to listen to from there. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay up. Peace out.